All right. University Budget Committee. Athletes experience fewer injuries on artificial turf athletic fields than on natural gas. Is fewer injuries, is fewer a relative or absolute term?
Relative.
Yep.
If it was a definitive term, it'd be like a lot less, or like
No, it would be athletes experience. Well, actually, an absolute term would just be athletes experience a lot of injuries on artificial terms or something like that.
or far less.
No, because it would.
No, okay.
Well, it's still relative to something else, right? A relative term is just something that is in relationship to another term. Additionally, so based on that sentence, we have athletes experience less injuries on turf than on natural gas. Additionally, natural gas fields are more expensive to maintain than fields are made for turf. Okay, so not only do they have less injuries on turf, but it's cheaper to maintain. Nevertheless, this committee recommends replacing the university's current turf field with natural gas. So our conclusion is this. What kind of question is this?
I know it's a discrepancy. I'm just trying to figure out what, like, this is like a trick question.
It's a paradox, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we get to bring in new information. So we're looking for something that helps us allow for both of these things to be true, or in this case, all three things to be true. How can it be that there's fewer injuries on turf fields? Turf fields are cheaper, but the committee is still recommending to replace it with natural grass. What did you predict for this?
Just like what I said in A, like there's just a lot of maintenance. Like even the maintenance.
But it tells us, right, but it tells us that the natural grass fields are more expensive to maintain. So we already know that it's more expensive to maintain. So A doesn't really make sense.
I think it's D then.
D is in dog.
Yeah.
Maintaining artificial turf fields involve the occasional replacement of damaged sections of turf, whereas natural gas fields require. Well, okay, no, because once again, it's not like we know that grass is more expensive than turf. So these both are wrong for the same.
I feel like because like if you do that to turf, you'd have to replace it, and like this one, you have it down to a sign.
It doesn't matter because it tells us in our stimulus that natural grass fields are more expensive to maintain than turf. So it doesn't matter what you're spending money on the turf, the grass still is going to come out as more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So our answer is actually going to be, what do you think?
Is it B?
Yeah, most injuries on the turf field take longer to heal and require more expensive therapy than do injuries sustained in natural grass. So even though there's more injuries on the grass, they're not as serious. So maybe like there's lots of rolled ankles on the grass fields, but there's way more like torn ACLs on turf or something like that. So that would explain why the committee is recommending the turf field, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome.